welcome back, guys, to HGC Korea. I forgot we didn't have a little like woo, like there was no like singing and like all the like non-meta heroes like flying around fighting each other.
Diablo, but
yeah, some of those heroes got meta recently. We had some Proteus. Yeah.
Yes, but we have Phoenix now. Of course, not yet played. Always being first ban. Maybe will be open. You know.
Well, you know, Phoenix has got a high play rate.
Win rate?
High win rate, high involvement, 98% and
damage.
64% win rate, according to HotSlog's data of recent times. But if he keeps getting banned in Hero League, you want to experience Phoenix, go get StarCraft Remastered and play the campaign. It's actually like really fun. Definitely recommend it. If you're like, wow, this whole Dragoon thing is pretty cool, like it's like, well, you should play StarCraft. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. Like sometimes the auto attack doesn't go out for some reason.
Yeah, Phoenix actually Phoenix does go where you want him to go. And let me tell you, if Dragoons had Warp, oh my God, would Protoss be way too strong.
StarCraft 2, but oh man, Dragoons are pretty good. Much better than I can't say they're much better than Zealots, but much better than Zerglings for sure.
Yeah, especially that weird shot of a Zergling we had earlier. That was a weird camera shot. It was not a flattering shot of a Zergling plushie earlier. We're going to Dragonshire.
Well,
for those of you guys didn't notice, there's a big dragon head on this picture, like, and couldn't figure that out for yourself. That is, in fact, the map choice of Team BlossoM. Relic and his friends are going to be going for first ban this time.
Hey, a map to play right wing, actually. This is not the worst map. I think a lot better than BOE. Personally, if I had to pick a right wing onto any battleground. Because BlossoM chose the map, of course, first pick goes to GLuck, Medivh, Phoenix, Ban.
This looks familiar. Wow, Malfurion first. Garrosh, Maiev.
3 for 3 now. Those two bans and Malfurion first pick. Once Maiev from BlossoM and Hanzo from GLuck, and now back to BlossoM here. There's a few choke points, so great map for Maiev to make rotations also.
Yeah, she's very good at wave clear too. Like, I know it doesn't always feel like it, but okay, I don't want to say she's great at wave clear, but I will say that for a hero that's
better than
somewhat
Genji,
melee, like she's a ranged DPS, kind of. That's not what she functions as, but like, yeah, she has better wave clear than Genji, Tracer, other similar types of heroes. Better than Medivh, for example. So, holding this one in for a while, they insta-locked it on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but obviously that's a different map type entirely. You can roam a lot, you can get more out of the Maiev than you can here. They're going to take the Genji Garrosh approach. So, Relic, he may never get to play as Genji this series.
First Genji of the day, and we have the new Trinity, I would say. Malfurion, Tastar, and Tracer. They were really highly putting that Tastar, even game today banned that Tastar.
Yeah, this tells us that GLuck thinks that Tracer is the way to play right now and is very much the meta that's powerful. Especially given that, as you mentioned just a second ago, they banned that Tastar in game 2. They insta-lock these picks. So for them, I think the idea for this draft is, okay, they're going to take Maiev Garrosh. We're going to have the Tracer on lockdown. In this case, the Genji comes out instead, and they still feel, now they feel even more confident, as Maev's not there. Maiev is still open, but I don't think you can realistically go for a Maiev Genji comp on this map. We've seen it tried before. It's one of the few maps we've seen Maiev really fail at, in fact. Malthel ban limits the choice of solo laner here.
I think it basically tells the Wiz is going to play that Sonya, so might as well just spend that out also, really try to contest.
It's a super strong ban too, because if you do just ban the Sonya, he gets the Blaze against the Tracer. It's like pretty solid no matter what for Wiz. Like this next rotation, he's pretty much a winner.
So I think Tesseron has to respond against the span of Mardale here. Tough choice. Of course, 2 on the line, Sonya, Blaze. Of course, you can always go with that Uther ban, since there's an open Genji from BlossoM.
Okay, with all the thought going into this one, could just avoid the Sonya entirely, so that you can at least grab the Dahaka or the Blaze pick yourselves. Banning the Uther, that's actually smart. I'd actually kind of put the support out of my mind with the Genji pick here, though. Becomes a lot worse now. they don't have Medivh either, so might even have to be a Tyrael pick here now, but not a very strong matchup in the soul lane against any other hero. Wiz does not like to play the Tyrael. I think it's best to, if you want to try to dominate lane and not look for the greatest team fights ever with Genji, just grab the Sonya here, as originally planned with the Malthael ban. And just hope that you can connect your spears, your ancient spears, onto Tracer. There's a lot of things you can do. When Tastar's in Dimensional Shift, he's in stasis. He cannot actually cast abilities, so you can hit the Tastar first, force him Dimensional Shift. Tracer can't be shielded. A lot of cool ways to make this comp work.
So the answer was Sonya. Along with Rehgar, they've got insane single target focus damage power already. Along with Rehgar, which means Genji can just Swift Strike, get the kill, get the reset. Nasang has been improving his hero pool quite of a margin compared to the other support. Other supports only playing maybe 5, 6, compared to Nasang playing 9 different support heroes.
He's always been such a great support player, and it shows this hero pool opening up. BlossoM rising up to top 4. GLuck, crunch time here now. They don't have the winning matchup against the... Wow.
The Haka. So they're really going in towards that solo DPS tonight.
Yeah, this is again one of those like triple support Tracer comps. Or sorry, triple support comps, but this time it's Tracer. It was Hanzo in game 1.
But it's not this kind of... Sergeant Hammer?
Hello!
What? And then Modern bringing one more flex into his hero pool. And if we look at the sheet, Modern has, I don't even know how many, maybe close to 20 heroes?
Yeah, take a while to count on our sheet.
And +1 on that. Sergeant Hammer is up, ladies and gentlemen, in Dragonshire.
Well, Sergeant Hammer very strong in the 4-man. However, you're gonna have to be careful about protecting her, or him, depending on if you're talking about the player or the hero. Protecting Sergeant Hammer against Tracer is very difficult, but Tracer's the only damage. And wave clear is abysmal. You only really have Tassadar versus Sergeant Hammer, Rehgar. Garrosh is going to be threatening the Tracer. BlossoM should crush this lane. The play on the Dahaka is going to be super important, GLuck, because that's going to be how they could potentially open up some picks here with gank opportunities, grab the Sergeant Hammer, pulse bomb, come through.
Should be a lot of focus. It seems like it's going to be a tough time for Modern to be on that siege mode, but you have to think in mind that a lot of people forget the new Hammer has that Neosteel plating with getting that armor.
Yeah.
Can actually drag out the pulse bomb and some CCs. She may end up dying, but still that creates the room, the time for Genji and Sonya to do maybe more damage in trade. I think that's what they're trying to do here.
Well, look at this pressure.
Oh, the siege.
Just gonna siege up here and hit this tower.
Milky Way can't do a single thing against this.
They're looking for aggression in the top lane, but look at the positioning of Wiz. He's behind the wall. Genji to stop rotations. They're actually looking for a kill on Tastar now. It's already self-shielded. He's pushed away.
And Sonya's not really going to...
She's not gonna die.
She's gonna have a hard time, but she can sustain herself though. So it's going to be a less of a hard time even due to coming in or
they almost got the
for a kill.
Yeah. And this is going to be, for now, somewhat of an even trade, but eventually, with this wave pushing through, BlossoM is going to start winning this. And plus, let's not forget that the top lane is way less important than the bottom lane.
I love this Sergeant Hammer AI. I'm busy. I'm doing something else at the same time, so let's play Sergeant Hammer strategy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of siege. It takes a long time, but once you get your lane set up, basically you can move forever, in and in.
Now, what we see most of the time when something like this happens in Korea, what BlossoM is running, is they will actually just leave this lane in a second and go do the same thing to the top lane. Swap the lanes. They have full vision control right now, so Just no way that Modern Life is going to be picked. You can see that the race is pretty similar right now between these two. Obviously, Siege Giant's going to start making this a little bit more competitive. Mini Wave getting cleared here by Wiz. He's going to come in here. Does get tongue grab, though. Voids the root. That's the most important part. He's pulsed, though. Parting Gift just barely not enough to kill him. But this bought a lot of time. Look at the Siege Giant camp here. Look at how much it's doing. And they are going to make that swap, just like mentioned before. Clearing mid. But they're going to go top.
Oh, that's a 4th win on that race. And I think they can just swap the lane and continue on that push if they want to.
Yeah, GLuck just won't be able to do the same. Well, they have vision right now. He's actually just going up here to steal this camp. He might even keep pushing the keep wall, considering how much time they've been able to buy up here.
So this will be going down, but they bought so much more time. They got extra camps. Not just the solo one. They stole this one also.
Yeah, he wants this to be keep wall dead. And you know we're getting there.
It's not a core race, so there's that rotation down finally from Tracer.
Okay, he needs to unsiege here in just a second. Yeah, there we go.
See ya.
Mine's here to delay. You know, Sergeant Hammer's kit is actually designed for this type of play. She has the rocket boost away. She has the mines, which help you escape. Oh man, that was actually almost a kill. But she was never really played like this in Korea until recently. She was mostly just used as a ranged DPS, auto attack build, no siege mode. You know, things like focus attack and stuff like that before the more recent reworks. This is the first time she's actually used as kind of a split pusher. And GLuck is just trying to trade with it, but it's never going to be trading up with a Tracer double support Tyrael comp.
And with a Garrosh on your team, you can actually use Garrosh to save the Sergeant Hammer. It's going to be a great tool. Celeron almost goes down once again. Ooh, gotta be careful on that solo lane, boy.
Yep. And girls. I know a lot of female Heroes of the Storm players like pretty safe in the solo lane, but I'm just saying.
What a gentleman, Wolf.
Yeah.
I thought you're a lot more aggressive.
You know, I just not.
And
I mean, for me, like, you know, I'm pretty safe in there, but just, well, all genders need to be safe in the solo lane. You identify as a cardboard box, you know, that's up to you, but be safe in that solo lane. It applies to everybody. Your dog's playing Heroes, trying to teach them how to play. Make sure you're safe in the solo lane.
Well, that's Rhaegar for you.
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes Rhaegar has a solo lane because that's just how the draft goes.
Ooh,
your team
Overlord is away from. Dude, that's not the way you want to.
What happened here? Like, what actually? He has no idea. Look, you could tell that based on his movement that he had no idea that Rhaegar was doing this cap, which of course he was. Like, he tried to hearth there. Like, are you kidding me? That was not going to happen. Well, this ends up being a pretty big distraction. We're up here in the top side of the map. GLuck does steal the cap. But look at what the bot push is doing. Sergeant Hammer actually probably just waiting and deciding whether she wants to go try to push the keep further. Let's rotate up instead. Do they go for BFG? Or do they go for Napalm? I think Napalm suits the strategy better, but BFG could burst down a Tracer. And if for some reason GLuck catches up and then we do go to late game, it's going to be incredibly powerful there.
I think Napalm is the answer. They don't have any CC to pair up with the BFG. Could be a big tool if they have the burst damage, but it's a skill shot base, so I'm leaning towards that Napalm a lot more as Modern's still enjoying his time on that siege mode.
They do luck in the BFG though.
Oh man.
BFG is, it can do a lot for you. It can give you vision, it can straight up stop someone from camping, you can kill somebody with it in a team fight. It doesn't give you more push power, but given how much push power they already have and the Dragonite they control and their level lead,
also,
they don't need the Napalm per se.
Also the way that he's playing Sergeant Hammer, after 20 you can just have the orbital just do the damage over and over again to the structure also. It's
like a backup plan for them, I feel like, because with how this game is going and what they've been able to use the Sergeant Hammer pick for, they're hoping this game never goes to 20. But, hey, oh my god, look at that combined with the Dragonite kick there. Do you see the taunt? Ancestral, perfectly used. Wiz split pushing, by the way.
Yes, Sonya's not even here. And they have the Dragon Knight and Nasang Modern safely positioned. Nothing else will happen. Level 10 hit from GLuck, but they can't really initiate. Had to even bring Tehaka down here to possibly even get some CC, but didn't happen.
Just grabbing a huge experience lead right now. Glad adaptation got buffed in this most recent patch, because obviously not for the tournament, but the one that was just announced with the Sylvanas, when the Sylvanas is removed from the game. Yeah.
But Murky's still in there, right?
Yeah, he's still in there.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the adaptation buff. I want to see more adaptation.
Was Chen nerfed at all?
No. Actually,
That's
no. He
surprising.
was slightly, technically buffed, like a little bit.
That's surprising. I read the entire patch notes. I'm just kidding, guys.
Well, BFG hasn't really been an impactor yet.
Tranquility once again.
Yeah, that's a pretty smart choice against the slower damage coming through. It's not going to help you against Dragon Blade, but it's Rhaegar Genji, so you're not too worried about Dragon Blade burst coming through to kill you in team fight. So I like Tranquility a lot. Much more than the Maiev game we saw in game 1. I was like, ooh, I don't know if it's going to save you here.
There's a taunt that can cancel lots of things from GLuck. And I think that's going to be more of a defensive use, unless you have like a 4-man, 3-man, 4-man to line up perfectly for VFG. That can continue somewhat. There's a...
Oh, misses it. And why use it there?
It almost seemed like Sonya screaming took out that isolation.
She was scared. She was like, ah!
Oh my god, a Zorg thing on my head.
Look, Sonya doesn't like bugs, okay? unless it means that she constantly has block stacks at level 1. But otherwise, she's totally not into bugs, okay?
She's a fierce warrior, but whenever she sees the bugs, ah! Oh, that's why she has leap, so she can escape from the bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, she's after the bug now. Ooh, that was a really nicely timed burrow. Not going to matter at the end of the day. Huge taunt here. Oh,
taunt.
God.
Where's
That's
the BFG?
the blade.
Oh,
the BFG.
perfect
The sank.
sanctification, though.
That sank was so good. That was such a good sank. Everything was perfect. It was like the Dragon Blade's out. BFG's coming across the map. And then the taunt's there, and the sank is so perfect. They didn't win the fight with it, but, I mean, everybody would be dead if that didn't happen.
It was very cool, the interaction, how GLuck basically knowing when that time was about to come. Like, we could always see where that BFG was coming from. Nice sanctification. Of course, that's on a long cooldown now. So we don't really get to see the Saron. Oh.
Oh, isolation. Relics here. Grab. That's how you use it.
Deflect.
Oh,
protected by the way.
Protected by the way. Oh my god. Well. This has been a game for sure. This has been a game.
When everyone thinks, oh, that's a kill for sure. But that's Genji, guys.
That's on a pretty short cooldown, that deflection thing. Isolation pretty long. Well, Pulse Bomb didn't stick anyways. They're looking for a keep with this. They have Sergeant Hammer. Pretty realistic that they get one, as long as Sonya just continues to hit this keep. Should be going down here. Dahaka just trying to soak. Can they flank? He doesn't have isolation. Does he have brush stock? He's hiding himself right now, but it looks like he's just headed mid. Dragon Knight in Korean is so funny. He's like so much whinier. So much whinier than the English version. No!
I love the Korean announcers.
The Korean announcer for the Raven Lord is the greatest, man.
Oh, the deep voice one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're going to steal this camp, or capture this camp, grabbing 2 night camps compared to the 1. They have map control, they have the closer growth to level 16. GLuck just has to be willing to accept that all they can do is grab this camp, because they can't soak bottom, they'll be picked. The tops where Dahaka would like to soak is pushed so far that they can't actually safely soak it. Relic escapes here narrowly.
Never really getting those kills with the Pulse Bomb. Can't really find the right target. I think the only one would be Nasang, but really can't go in. There's that shield.
Taunt. Sanka's up. At least I think so.
Yes, I think so too.
Just like to make jokes about that UI, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's up. Like 99.99% sure. Not going to be able to make anything happen with this, even though they were setting up. You could tell by Milky Way's Alterunes that he was hoping to get a value one, but BlossoM is disengaging, bullying.
Yeah, BlossoM is now changing their direction, where they want to focus, because that bottom lane will be pushing after the keep down. Oh, that's a dead pass, Sudar. I think Overlord is not having his favorite day. Usually he's a lot better in positioning, of course, a lot with mages oftentimes.
They've just been so desperate because BlossoM is playing so safe and rotating S5 to soak all this experience safely. And for the first time, GLuck has been able to roam and get some extra soak. You can see a Tracer is just farming Pulse Bomb and building up some extra experience mid. It goes over to steal the camp. Gonna give him another Pulse Bomb, and he actually sees the rotation coming down, so he's gonna try to escape here. Oh, he got greedy. Does escape thanks to that level 7 talent here from Blue Beetle, but didn't get the camp. They're catching up in talent tiers, but they're gonna lose another Dragon Knight.
Ooh, Sergeant Hammer also getting Giant Killer. I think that's like the best image for Giant Killer. It actually looks like a Giant Killer talent.
Yeah.
I think every hero should have that now.
I would like it.
It's a different one, not the red one. That's a lot more brightness and a lot more colorfulness to the talent. But with the Dragon Knight, onto a push. This will be the second team. The Aka should have isolation now. Can always join from the back.
Yeah, that's maybe their best shot. Problem is Nasong's always here to protect Modern Life. Instantly cleanse him and Ancestral him if required. Dragon Knight's basically just a big tank that does damage. Dudu's going in. They're gonna look for the kick here. This is just enough space bot. Taka stays top, but another keep goes down, and map control is further now taken away. Gonna collapse onto Milky Way here. Even the Blade, he gets the Sank at like 2 health. Do you see the Ancestral connect after that isolation? Dudu doing massive damage right now. Dragon Knight's still active here for Sonya. She's not even really in the fight yet. She will be in just a second. This could be the game 1 here for BlossoM. Another reset for Dudu. He's got the ability to escape. Uses it to go forward here.
He's delaying time. Dragon Knight's onto the core. Core shield going down. Protected by the Dudu. May survive. Gets a kill, actually.
Gets him. With the auto attacks there. Gets out. Nasong helps protect. There's another kill there.
He had less than 20% health for the last 30 seconds.
Just does so much more damage than the Malfurion does. Gets those left clicks in. And that is going to be GG. BlossoM will take the series with a 3-0.
Sergeant Hammer. Wolf, do you agree with that pick?
Yeah. If you can play it like this, if you can protect it, and your opponent is unaware of how to deal with that forward push, they try to trade but lose the trade with the Tastar in their comp. The double support play from GLuck just did not pay off tonight. It was a Phoenix-less series. We saw Maiev just the one time, but it ended up being unsuccessful here on the side of GLuck. They just couldn't make it work. They were out-rotated. The draft, especially on BOE, made a lot of sense. Now, you might have thought Sergeant Hammer's going to have 200,000 siege damage, but actually it was Wiz who was split pushing the entire game and clearing minions the entire game who ends up winning that. But it was what Modern Life did in the early game that really pushed them up so high and that pushed their team into this victory. We had a perfect game.
0 death.
Actually, not perfect. They lost top 4.
Only that. Other than that, it was perfect. 0 death. They had their team, and also GLuck, they were trying to counter that with the same strategy, but I don't think they had the same when they also had the global. I think they had a lot more room to work on, maybe swapping lane, sending the Haka bottom, and trying to contest against something else. Could have been better. But in terms of execution, what they wanted to do in the game, BlossoM was on top.
They certainly were. And that is going to help them secure that top 4 spot to be in the semifinals of the playoffs. Got one more match to play next weekend. So almost at the end here of HGC Korea. We didn't see any Phoenix yet. We might see it a little bit in the next series with Tempest and Miracle, depending on how Miracle wants to try to trick up in the draft. They're very likely going to be controlling first picks because they're the underdogs. That's usually what happens. Tempest, will they be in full form? We know how much Tempest loves to use their Protoss heroes from stuff in the past. HA2 on the Artanis. Probius coming out from Duck Duck. Maybe they get to somehow sneak the Phoenix in. I'm hoping so, because I don't want to have a Phoenixless day one here in Korea. That would make me sad. Even though I knew it was going to happen and it's really realistic. I was still just kind of hoping for it to happen.
I know, like, we did our studies and we saw lots of Phoenix play. And once we see that those warps coming in and out and just escaping, actually engaging also, try to have a better positioning, the team fight itself becomes actually super fun to cast and watch. For you guys also, I'm pretty sure you guys are also waiting for that Phoenix pick. But always getting banned, I think it may just continue. And of course, I know if Tempest, they always try to do something crazy with their first bans, leaving everything open sometimes. Maybe they will try to counter Phoenix. I would love that to happen if they actually pull that strategy.
Yeah, that's what I want to see Phoenix get played and lose. Like then we learn so much.
I know.
But
Phoenix wins.
I know. And Phoenix is always
That's
bad.
why he's banned.
Yeah. You know, you and I were talking about this earlier. When last year when Genji came out, there was one game I remember where a team was waiting for their ban, and it was counted down like 20 seconds, and then they highlighted the Genji. Genji wasn't available. It was like just like last week before Phoenix was unlocked. And you and I were just like, well, that's what it's about to look like for a long time. Still to this day, we see a lot of Genji first bans, but
I think it will continue this weekend and next weekend for sure.
No bans of Genji in the first ban phase. Only one ban of those 3 games yet. Hey, you got Maiev, you got the
Hanzo, you got
Medivh,
Phoenix.
Genji, you know, he's not getting banned as much.
As much.
It's healthy. Or something. I don't know. Deckard Cain's coming out soon-ish, TM.
Well, I don't know. Well, Phoenix is available, guys, but always getting banned. Maybe meaning that we have a lot of heroes that needs to be played, and they're making a lot of strategies with it. But I would like to see it, personally, of course, along with the viewers' opinion.
Yeah. I don't think any viewers are saying they're liking the Phoenix bans right now, even though it makes sense. Here, we're going to take a look at some replays. First game here, first time we saw the double support Hanzo from GLuck this match, and this was a moment where Overlord was able to sneak in the turn-in. Ends up escaping, actually, as well, so that was a cool move there. Well, mostly a mistake by BlossoM, but either way, it's the only turn-in they got of the game. They were completely destroyed afterwards. Web Weaver pushes, dismantling the squad.
Overall, I think Overlord playing a support did not really fit his playstyle. It was a weird position. He had some weird decisions and positioning overall in this series. Yeah, the Smosh Pit was a great one. Had to get Milky Way's taunts out like that.
This is Leeming just getting crazy resets. That orb doesn't connect, but it doesn't matter. They get 4 here. Look at that. Pulse Bomb even before the wall. Almost gets Saron. The Overlord played the DPS here, going back to the Hanzo. Struggled. They put him back on the Tassadar going into game 3. And he was picked several times. They just did not have any way of dealing with the Sergeant Hammer. So many good sanks from Milky Way, I have to say, but just not enough to save them, unfortunately. And these moments are Dudu's pulse bombed and isolated and still getting these kills. Do we get to see him kill Blue Beetle after this? I hope so. Please don't cut me off. Please don't cut it off. Watch the whole cutscene. Here we go. All right, look. Aww.
You can tell, basically. Genji after Genji.
Well, Dudu is our MVP. GLuck's going to translate our interview with him.
Hello! The best translation.
You're really good at translating the Korean reaction.
Congrats on your win today. Let's hear what you have to say after you win.
저희가 이번 주에 저희 군대를 갔다 온 2분이 있으신데
We have 2 members who went to
그래서 연습을 많이 못 했는데
the military service. Actually, once you finish, you have to go back once again. Every other month, just to practice the drills. And they went to that for a couple days this week, so they couldn't really practice the most, but still a good practice.
저희가 다 침착하게 초반부터 좀 많이 풀어간 것 같아서.
Yeah, I think we took it patiently. I think we were pretty satisfied about our match today.
네.
두 번 다 피닉스를 밴을 하고 가져가지는 않는 모습을 보여요.
Phoenix was banned. You guys banned it twice. Didn't really take it.
그렇게 뭐 우리 팀과는 안 어울린다 뭐 이런 생각이 좀 있나요?
What was your thought after those bans?
연습을 많이 못해서
I didn't really
좀
get
못
to
믿었던
practice
것
Phoenix
같아요.
too much, so maybe my
건달가
teammates
네, 그게
are
좀
not
많이
really
못
trusting in my
믿었다고
Phoenix
생각해요.
play yet.
피닉스를
I think
모던
that
선수가 하는
part was the
경우는
partial
아직까지는 뭐
reason
생각을
why
안
that we
했을
banned it. Do you think
모던
Phoenix is
형은
not yet
네.
이번에 예비군을 갔다 와서
100%
연습을
practice?
못했다고 합니다.
아, 네, 알겠습니다.
Well, Modern had to go through that military
해머
service,
상사가
so he
나왔어요.
couldn't really practice too much.
해머 상사는 전적으로 곤다르 선수의 생각인가요? 아니면
Sergeant
모던
Hammer,
선수의
was that
약간
all
느낌이 들어간 픽인가요?
Gondar's thought or Modern?
제일 처음에는 해머 상사 각을 곤다르가 얘기를 해줬어요.
But Gondar was
얘기를 해줬는데
Gondar
이제
mentioned that this is Sergeant Hammer.
해머 상사를 하자라는 콜이 없었는데 그냥 강제로 박았어요.
아,
But
모던 선수
Modern, we didn't really have a talk,
그러니까
a conversation to actually lock that pick, but Modern just locked it.
자발적으로 고른 거네요.
So that was a personal
근데
choice,
저희
right?
팀들은 다 해머 상사 괜찮다라고
But
얘기가
overall
됐었어서
in our
네,
team, that we have a strong opinion that
뭐
Sergeant Hammer is
의사소통을 한
actually
거잖아요.
really
네.
good.
일단은 그래도
But he locked it.
조금의 입김은 있었다 이렇게 네, 그렇게 봐도 되겠네요.
네.
네. 그리고 또 오늘 전 개인적으로 좀 궁금했었던
And
건데
personally,
저희 둘이
I wanted to ask,
폭주 도탄파잖아요.
and we are
그렇죠.
네.
the explosive
좋아요.
duo.
오늘 왜 안 찍었어요?
저는 폭주를
네.
Why did you not take the
퇴사가
untouchable from
있을 때
Tracer?
뽑습니다. 퇴사가 있어야 했어요.
그 영원의 전쟁터에서
네.
우서 벽 너머에서 평타 때려가지고 못
네.
잡았을 때
Well, when you
네.
When you almost got the kill onto
예방탄이었으면
Uther,
잡지 않았을까?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
아 그건 아닌가?
폭주면 잡았을 것 같아요.
I think if you had untouchable, maybe you got the
가능했을
kill.
수 있어요.
그럼 폭주는
I think if I had the
아닌 것
untouchable,
같다.
I think I can be stronger,
퇴사가
but weaker at the
있었을
same time.
테스라가 있었을 때는 확실하게
네.
자신에게
So was it
좀,
but
서포트가
due to
많이
saying that it
나가는
was because of the
상황에서는
Tassadar
폭주를
from the other
쓸만하다는
side?
생각이 있는 것 같네요.
네.
네. 그래서 오늘 경기에서 좀 깔끔하게 승리를 거뒀어요.
네.
오늘 올 때 좀 어떤 생각이 있었나요? 오늘 경기 그래도 바로 순위가 붙어 있는 팀들이다 보니까
And of
좀
course you
어려울
were
것 같다,
contesting
아니면 그래도
a team
우리가
right below
플레이오프
you in
바로
the
갈수 있는데
standings.
뭐 승강전 보내버리겠다 이런 생각도 있었나요?
Were you thinking that
저희가
you will be
저번에
sending them
경기를
down
했을
all the way
때
to the
좀 많이
Crucible even?
힘들게 이겼어요.
Well, last time when
그래서
we were versus,
이번에도 많이 힘들
last time when we had to
거라고
contest last
생각을
time,
했는데
it was not as easy.
좀 운이 붙었는지 3대 0으로 이기게 됐어요.
But this
그게
time I
너무
think
기뻐요.
we were a little bit luckier,
알겠습니다. 자, 그럼
and we won
마지막으로
3-0, and we feel
팬분들께
pretty
한마디만
happy about it.
부탁드릴게요.
오늘 팬분께서
Last words to your
지방에서
fans?
올라오셨다고 이렇게 뭐 레모네이드 이렇게 해서
And we had lots of
주셨는데
fans
정말
giving us lemonades.
하고요. 다른 팬분들도 직관 오시면은 다들 이렇게 다 환하게 웃어주고 그러니까 다들 오셔서
And we're pretty happy that
많이
fans
해주세요.
are actually coming to
감사합니다.
the venue and cheering
네,
us
인터뷰
all the
감사합니다.
time.
감사합니다.
네, 저는 데스크로 돌아가도록 하겠습니다.
All right, well, we're going back to the desk here. So what O'Prime sent it over to the Korean desk. We're back here at our desk. Pretty informative interview there. You know, it does always feel like Modern Life just locks him in. It was good to hear that, like, my thoughts were true. Because I was thinking, like, you know
what? Modern would be just spinning his chair. Click.
yeah. Feels that way, you know, sometimes. I hope he locks in Nova one of these days.
It's not saying Nova. We're having bad times.
You're having bad times? I'm sorry, GLuck.
On my team or in the enemy team. Either way, I'm having bad times.
Our Nova versus their Nova.
I'm having bad times always.
Well, that's all right. I'm myself.
It's not alright, Wolf!
What level Nova do you have right now? I'm level 8. That's where I stopped.
You know what? I still did not buy Nova.
Wow, you're a great human. GLuck's a great guy.
I'm a great guy, guys.
He's totally not lying. We are going to go to a commercial break before we come back with our second series. So, Stu, please stay tuned. We'll see you soon.
And uncover its secrets.
The Nexus.